10 phrases I use for my daily routine. Hello and welcome back. If you're here, you're probably looking for ways to speak English more naturally and confidently. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever found yourself struggling to talk about your daily routine in English? Maybe someone asks, "What do you usually do in a day?" And you pause, trying to put your thoughts into words. You might say something like, "I wake up. I eat breakfast. I go to work." But does that sound natural? Engaging? Fluent? Not really, right? That's exactly why I'm here to help you today. In this guide, I'm going to share 10 phrases that I personally use every day to describe my routine in a way that sounds smooth, natural, and native-like. Whether you're talking to a friend, co-worker, teacher, or language partner, these phrases will help you express your daily routine effortlessly while also making your English sound more fluent and engaging. So, grab a coffee, relax, and let's dive right in. 1. I wake up at time. Every day starts with waking up, and the way you describe it can make a big difference in how natural you sound. Instead of just saying, "I get up at 7 a.m., too robotic. Try saying, check mark, "I wake up at around 7 a.m., but I usually stay in bed for a few more minutes before finally getting up." See how much more natural and relatable that sounds? You can also use, "I'm not really a morning person, so I hit snooze at least twice before getting out of bed." This makes your speech more engaging and conversational. 2. I freshen up. Right after waking up, most of us brush our teeth, wash our face, and maybe take a shower. But instead of listing each step like a robot, use a natural phrase that sums it up smoothly. I freshen up as soon as I wake up to feel more awake and ready for the day. Before doing anything else, I freshen up with a splash of cold water on my face. This makes your English sound cleaner, more fluid, and exactly how native speakers talk. Plus, adding a tiny detail, like cold water, makes it sound even more real and engaging. 3. I grab a quick breakfast. We've all heard the saying, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But in reality, do we always sit down for a full, slow breakfast? Not really. That's why a phrase like this sounds much more natural. I usually grab a quick breakfast before heading out. Instead of the generic, "I eat breakfast," which sounds stiff, this version feels effortless. Want to add more personality? Try. I'm always in a rush in the morning, so I usually just grab a coffee and a piece of toast before heading out. I'm not a big breakfast person, so I usually just have some fruit or yogurt. This makes your English sound real, relatable, and conversational. 4. I head to work, school. Saying "I go to work" is basic and boring. Instead, use, "I head to work at around 8 a.m. I leave for work at about 8, and it usually takes me 30 minutes to get there." Want to sound even more fluent? Add a little extra about your commute. "I usually take the subway to work, and I like to listen to podcasts on the way. I drive to work every day, and traffic can be crazy in the morning." This is exactly how native speakers talk. It adds life to your speech. 5. I get started with my tasks. When we start working or studying, we don't just say, "I work." That sounds way too stiff. Instead, try, "I get started with my tasks as soon as I arrive." I usually check my emails first before diving into my main tasks. Want to sound even more natural? Add a time marker. I start my day slow with a coffee, then I get into work mode around 9 a.m. See how this makes your sentence flow smoothly and sound effortless? 6. I take a break. No one says "I rest" in daily conversations. Instead, Try. I take a short break to recharge. I grab a coffee and chat with my coworkers during my break. I usually take a quick walk outside to refresh my mind. Adding small details like coffee, chatting, or walking makes your speech more natural and lively. 7. I grab lunch. Instead of the robotic, I eat lunch, say, I usually grab lunch around 1 p.m. with my colleagues. I don't like heavy lunches, so I just grab something light like a salad or a sandwich. If I'm super busy, I just eat something quick at my desk. This sounds way more natural and relaxed. 8. I finish up my work. At the end of the workday, instead of saying, I stop working, try check mark. I finish up my work around 6 p.m. and start winding down. Before heading home, I make sure to wrap up all my tasks for the day. This is exactly how native speakers talk. 9. I unwind and relax. After work or school, most of us relax. But instead of saying I rest, say, I unwind by watching my favorite TV show. I usually take a warm shower and listen to music to relax after a long day. To de-stress, I love to curl up with a good book and a cup of tea. This makes your English flow naturally and sound effortless. I call it a day. At the end of the night, instead of saying, I sleep, say, after finishing dinner and watching some Netflix, I call it a day and go to bed. I usually call it a day around 11 p.m., but sometimes I stay up late watching YouTube. By 11 p.m., I'm completely exhausted, so I just call it a day and crash. Sounds way more natural and expressive, right? Make these phrases a daily habit. And there you have it. 10 natural everyday phrases to help you talk about your daily routine effortlessly. But learning new phrases isn't enough. You need to make them part of your daily speech. Here's how. Practice them out loud. The more you say them, the more natural they'll feel. Write down your daily routine using these phrases to reinforce them. Use them in real conversations with friends, co-workers, or language partners. The more you use them, the more second nature they'll become. Your challenge. Right now, take a minute and try describing your daily routine using these phrases. Say it out loud or write it down. Every little bit helps. Remember, fluency isn't about perfection. It's about practice, confidence, and consistency. Embrace mistakes, keep learning, and stay motivated. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful English learning tips. Let's keep improving together. See you next time. Keep practicing and stay confident.